A major software supply chain attack recently exposed a serious weakness in the open source ecosystem. In only a few minutes, more than 100 packages with tens of millions of weekly downloads were compromised. What made the incident especially alarming was that no passwords were stolen, no users were phished, and no authentication tokens were directly leaked. The malicious packages were distributed through NPM's trusted publishing system, a security feature specifically designed to prevent unauthorized releases. The attack demonstrated that even modern security mechanisms can be bypassed when workflow configurations contain subtle mistakes. The incident began with the release process used by the popular TanStack project. The project relied on GitHub Actions and NPM trusted publishing to automate package releases. Under normal circumstances, GitHub provides cryptographic proof that a workflow is running in an approved repository and branch. NPM verifies this information before issuing a short-lived publishing token, making traditional token theft much more difficult. However, the attackers discovered a way to abuse the workflow configuration rather than attacking the authentication system directly. The attackers created a fork of the repository, opened a pull request, and quickly closed it. Although the pull request was never intended to be merged, its creation triggered a workflow that had been configured with the pull request target event. Because of this setting, the workflow executed with permissions belonging to the main repository, rather than the fork. The malicious code was able to place a poisoned file into a shared GitHub Actions cache, creating a hidden foothold inside the continuous integration environment. Later, when a legitimate pull request was merged into the main branch, the poisoned cache entry became active. The malicious code accessed the temporary NPM publishing token and used it to release compromised versions of numerous packages. Since the releases were performed through the normal publishing pipeline, they appeared legitimate and carried valid signatures. Developers installing those packages unknowingly executed malware on their systems. Once running, the malware searched infected machines for valuable credentials, including NPM publishing tokens. Any tokens it found were used to compromise additional packages, allowing the attack to spread rapidly throughout the ecosystem. What began as a problem affecting a single project soon expanded to maintainers and organizations connected through shared dependencies. Several well-known technology organizations were impacted during the initial wave, and the infection quickly propagated into other package ecosystems through related software development kits. Security researchers observed hundreds of compromised package versions across more than 100 affected packages. The malware also evolved during the campaign. It reportedly generated commits that appeared to originate from AI-assisted development tools, helping its activity blend into normal development workflows. Infected systems could be reinfected through modifications made directly to development tools and editors, allowing the malware to survive even after the original malicious packages were removed. One particularly dangerous capability involved a persistence mechanism that regularly checked whether stolen credentials remained valid. If the malware detected that a compromised token had expired or been revoked, it could trigger destructive behavior designed to damage the victim's environment. This feature transformed the attack from a credential stealing operation into a potentially destructive threat for affected developers. Although no defense can eliminate all risk, several package management features can significantly reduce exposure to similar attacks. Modern versions of PNPM include protections such as minimum release age requirements, which delay installation of newly published packages until they have existed long enough for suspicious releases to be identified and removed. Another feature blocks unusual dependency sources, preventing packages from silently downloading code from arbitrary repositories or external archives instead of trusted registries. Additional protection comes from restricting install time scripts. Many malicious packages rely on automatically executed installation scripts to gain access to a developer's machine. By requiring explicit approval before such scripts can run, package managers can prevent many attacks from executing successfully. These safeguards are not perfect, but they raise the cost of exploitation and reduce the likelihood of widespread compromise. The attack serves as a reminder that software supply chain security depends not only on strong authentication systems, but also on careful workflow design. A single configuration mistake in an automated release pipeline can undermine otherwise robust protections. As open-source ecosystems continue to grow, developers and maintainers must treat CI/CD infrastructure, dependency management, and publishing workflows as critical security boundaries, rather than simple automation tools.